They say the US military is an unstoppable force, but this American soldier was gripped by sheer terror. If you could see his fear, you'd pray you'd never have to enlist in such a nightmare. This tale unfolds during the chaos of World War II. 5 elite American soldiers, aces of the battlefield, were handed a mission so simple a dog could do it. Their orders: hold down an ancient castle. Outside, the world was in turmoil. Refugees flooded the countryside. Yet inside the castle, food and drink awaited them. The trick? Staying alive. That was the real reward. But then, something bizarre happened. The previous defenders, relieved to be replaced, didn't just leave quietly, they whistled cheerfully as they marched away. It didn't take long for the 5 soldiers to discover why. Something was deeply wrong with this castle. A carpet burst into flames without warning. Scratches marred the wooden floors, and eerie noises echoed from within the walls. Butchie reached for a cigarette, but his matches refused to light. Then, a creak, the sound of a door swinging open behind them. Butchie grabbed his knife and approached, only to find the door locked tight. Just as he dismissed it as his imagination, the door flung itself open once more. At first, they chalked it up to the castle's age and decay. But when night fell, footsteps thudded from the floor above. Impossible, all 5 of them were already upstairs. Who's there? They wondered, racing to investigate. Whatever it was hid behind a door. 3, 2. What they found was horrifying. They yanked back the curtains, revealing a dark, looming shadow. A gust of wind blew through, and just like that, the shadow vanished. This was no trick of the mind. A fresh, jagged scratch stretched across the floor as proof. Someone or something else was here, and it didn't come in peace. No wonder the last squad fled without looking back. But these 5 wouldn't run. They were the US military's finest. Killers. Every one of them. If something lurked in this castle, they'd root it out and destroy it. Then, a sharp tapping echoed from the fireplace. Eugene, the sharpest of them, recognized it instantly. Morse code. He scrambled to decode it, whispering 4 chilling words: "I have no legs." The team exchanged puzzled glances. A thud followed, and a squirrel tumbled out of the fireplace. Was this all a misunderstanding? Or was someone or something trying to warn them? That evening, Eugene stumbled upon a dusty diary in the basement. It was old, detailing how the castle's owners and their family perished at German hands. This place was haunted. In the dead of night, the captain sensed something off with Little Red. He spotted a figure sneaking through the courtyard below. He alerted the others, whispering urgently. Eugene nodded grimly. There's something wrong with that kid. He'd seen Little Red earlier, sitting alone amidst a pile of corpses, playing jump rope with a twisted smile. But jump rope takes 2. Someone unseen was with him. Who or what was it? Suddenly, Little Red appeared behind Eugene, silent as a ghost. "Come with me," he said. "I'll show you something." They climbed to the attic together. A massive carpet lay sprawled across the floor. They pulled it back, revealing a strange etched symbol beneath. Eugene froze. It was a black magic circle. The Germans had used it to trap the souls of the dead. This castle wasn't just haunted, it was cursed. Fear gripped them. "We need to get out," someone whispered. But escaping wouldn't be that simple. The tapping resumed, sharp and insistent. Eugene translated quickly. "If you leave." The message wasn't finished. His eyes widened, pupils dilating like ink. He lost control. His voice not his own. He finished it himself. "If you leave, you will die." Was this the curse of the restless dead? No one could say for sure. Then Little Red burst in, panting in panic. "Germans outside," he cried. 50 of them, armed to the teeth. Had the curse come true so soon? A ghost within, and German devils outside. Flee or fight? What choice was left? The captain decided. Stay and hide from the Germans. Ghosts might not harm them directly, but the Germans would kill without hesitation. The 5 bolted every door and window shut. They found a hiding spot, making the castle seem abandoned. The Germans prowled outside for ages, unable to breach the locked entrance. Finally, they prepared to move on. The soldiers heard their boots fade into the distance. A collective sigh of relief escaped them. But then, the castle roared with sudden, deafening clamor. It was as if it wanted the Germans to return. Sure enough, the enemy charged back, storming the walls. A grenade sailed through a shattered window. Butchie dove onto it, shielding his team. The blast tore through him. 1 teammate down, sacrificed. Fury ignited the remaining 4. They fought like demons against 50 Germans. Soon, most of the enemy lay dead or dying, but the squad's ammo ran dry. They were trapped, defenseless. As the Germans closed in for the kill, something impossible happened. A German soldier was yanked back by an unseen force. He drowned in a water tank, thrashing helplessly. A stool slid across the floor, tripping another. Flames erupted, burning him alive. A third was hoisted up, hanged by an invisible noose. He screamed in terror before the end. What was happening? Eugene recalled the diary he'd found. The castle's family were French nobles, slaughtered for sheltering Jews. The Germans had wiped them out brutally. The father burned alive, the son drowned, the daughter hanged, their bodies left to rot. The Germans had discarded them like trash. And now tonight, the invaders died in the exact same ways. The ghosts were exacting their vengeance. Revenge fulfilled. It should have ended, but it wasn't that easy. The next day, an unseen force dragged the captain to a water tank. He nearly drowned, choking on icy water. If the ghosts wanted revenge, why target them now? The team was baffled. Then, out of nowhere, Butchie thought dead screamed hoarsely. "This is our real, it was us. It was us." They couldn't piece it together. Then Butchie collapsed lifeless. The remaining 4 couldn't stay another second. They deserted, fleeing the castle under cover of night. They stumbled into a group of refugees. Cold sweat drenched them. They recognized these faces. When they'd first arrived, these same refugees had been there, in the exact same spot. No mistake, they'd even given them clothes. The realization hit. Something was trapping them here. The more they thought, the more dread sank in. They switched routes desperately, but every path looped back. Familiar sights mocked them: wrecked vehicles, burning streets. It was a ghostly maze, inescapable. To avoid more horrors, they camped in the wilderness. But when Little Red awoke, he found a strange word scratched beside him. With black, its meaning eluded them. One thing was certain: they were back at the castle. The ghosts wouldn't let them escape. The captain theorized, maybe the family's unburied bodies keep them restless. So where were the corpses? They scoured the diary for clues, but its final page was missing. The captain made a wild suggestion. Let's ask the ghosts ourselves. It was a desperate gamble. The 4 soldiers sprinkled flour across the castle floor, sitting in a tense circle, waiting. Midnight struck. Footsteps echoed from upstairs. Then, footprints appeared in the flour, forming out of thin air. They marched straight toward the captain. A hardened veteran, fearless in war, now trembled, eyes squeezed shut. An invisible force yanked him into the air. His team watched helpless, seeing nothing but him dangling. He was dragged through the castle, out to a shack across from the grounds. Beneath its floorboards, they uncovered the family's decayed remains. As they prepared a burial, they found the diary's missing page. Its words sent chills through them. Terror gripped their hearts. The family wasn't French after all, they were Afghan. That word, Witblack, it wasn't Afghan for rest. It meant return from the dead. Burying them wouldn't bring peace, it would resurrect them through dark magic. They bolted, desperate to flee, but the family rose, reanimated by the curse. The soldiers fought with all they had. But how do you kill what's already dead? Fists landed on air, knives slashed nothing. Bullets passed through harmlessly. Eugene hurled a grenade in desperation. It worked, the ghosts flickered, fading. Their forms grew faint, almost gone. Then the captain heard Butchie's voice, faint but clear. It's not real, he urged. Remember, think fast. Suddenly, the captain's own body began to shimmer. He blinked and awoke on a hospital bed. His unconscious teammates lay around him. Doctors rushed in, calming him. Don't panic. It's just post-war therapy, a mental reset. Memory flooded back to the captain. They weren't World War II soldiers. They were modern troops. Their wounds came from an anti-terror mission in Afghanistan. They'd been sent to save a local family, but as they reached the house, terrorists swarmed in. Outnumbered, they hid in a secret room, ignoring the family's pleading eyes. The terrorists butchered them mercilessly. Their deaths mirrored the castle's horrors exactly. Burned, drowned, hanged, gruesome echoes. When the enemy left, the squad emerged from hiding. The family's lone survivor, a woman, had escaped. She cursed them for their cowardice. She lunged with a bomb in her hands. Butchie tackled her, but the explosion couldn't be stopped. The captain felt his leg shattered in the blast. That's why he'd heard, I have no legs. That's why Butchie warned them it wasn't real. But if this was therapy, why was it a nightmare instead of healing? The doctor froze, confused. That's impossible. The program's designed to be soothing. Then what's with black? The captain demanded. The doctor had no answer. A chilling truth hit him: ghosts were real. They'd hijacked the therapy system. The Afghan family was haunting them for revenge. To banish the spirits, there was only one path left. The rehab system had to send them back to Afghanistan. They needed to atone for their past sins. By now, the ghosts had seeped into the hospital. The doctors rushed to act. They retransmitted the squad's memories. The captain opened his eyes, but this wasn't Afghanistan. It was the castle, the nightmare's origin. The squad was doomed to relive it. Trapped in an endless loop of torment, their guilt reopened like fresh wounds. Here ends Ghost of War. War breeds only suffering. The living bear scars deeper than the dead. As the film began, I felt that dread, never knowing what would strike first. A bullet to end my life, or one last shot at redemption. May the world find peace. No more wars. That's all for now. Join Popcorn for more movie tales, heart-pounding stories every day.